So around my house, peaches are in season, and I have a ton of peaches right now. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with these peaches. So I'm going to show you one of the quickest, most simplest desserts that I make all the time when I have an abundance of peaches. Pronto? Allora andiamo a cucinare. Ciao, I'm Lucia, and thank you for tuning in to the Green Olive Cooking channel. This is a channel where I bring wholesome Italian cooking and great memories to your kitchen. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. This is my way of letting you know that I have a new recipe for you. So today we are going to be making what I call a rustic pie, or a peach galette is also another name for it. And so I've started with some peaches. This recipe, there's really not a set standard of measurements. It just depends on how big you want your tart, if you want to make one large one or a bunch of little ones. So I've probably got about 4 cups of peaches in here that I've cut up. And now I'm going to add some sugar, but the sugar again is going to vary on how sweet your peaches are. If they're really sweet, you probably don't need too much sugar. If they're not so sweet, you'll probably want to add a little bit more. So I'm probably going to put about 2-3 tablespoons of sugar in my peaches. And the flour, that's going to help absorb all the juices. And so again, that's going to vary on how juicy or dry your peaches are. These aren't too juicy, they're a little juicy, so I do want to add a little bit, so I'm probably going to add about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add a pinch of salt. And I do want to add the juice of 1 lemon, and that's just going to help bring more flavors to your dish, and it's going to help in the fruit not discoloring. And then the other thing, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. Now this is a pretty forgiving recipe that you can add whatever spices you want. So if you wanted to add cinnamon in here, you could as well. You could also add some fresh mint leaves if you want. But you can pretty much do however it is that you want to do it. Now at this point, what you need to do is just go ahead and taste one of your peaches. And that'll help determine if you need a little bit more sugar or not. And I think I'm actually going to put just a little bit more in mine. Okay, so now that we have everything incorporated, and like I said, the main goal here is lemon juice, pinch of salt, flour, sugar, vanilla, and whatever spices you want, but you could do it however, whatever works for you. And of course, you could do it with whatever fruit you want as well. A lot of times I'll do this recipe when I have a bunch of fruit that's kind of ripe and nobody wants to eat it anymore. I'll chop it all up and I'll put it in my pie crust. So now what we're going to do is now we're going to roll out our pie crust. And I will put a link in the description in the iCards as to where you can go get the recipe for my super simple, easy, flaky pie crust recipe. So I'm going to add a little bit of flour on my board. And I've got my spacers on here. So I'm just going to roll out my dough. And it's a little bit hard because it just came out of the fridge. And as I'm rolling, I want to roll it into a circle. This is about 12 inches, more or less. And that's fine, that's exactly what we want. Don't worry if your pie crust isn't perfect. Mine came apart here a little bit, not a big deal. So now what we want to do is we want to spoon our filling into the middle of our crust. And now at this point, what you're going to do is you are going to now lift your crust towards the filling. Kind of even this out. Again, don't worry about it not being perfect. This is a rustic crust. And just kind of tighten it up here as much as you can. Press it down. All right, so now I'm transferring this to my Silpat. What I should have done is I should have put it on parchment paper first, but I didn't, I forgot, but that's okay. And now we will put it onto our baking dish. So now I'm going to take an egg and just crack it, because I'm going to do a little bit of an egg wash on here. And we just want to break up that egg yolk, and we just want to brush Now, when it comes to egg wash, some people like to do just the egg yolk and some people like to do both. The egg yolk is actually what gives you the browning, and the egg white is what gives that shine. So if you want just browning and no shine, you don't have to do both. You could just do one or the other. Now I'm just going to take some sugar and I'm going to sprinkle all around where I did the egg wash, and I'm going to put a little bit more on the top of my peaches. Now at this point I'm going to put it in an oven at 350 degrees until it's nice and golden brown. And even though it seems like there's a lot of peaches in here, they will kind of shrink down as they cook. All right, so our galette is finally done. It looks so beautiful. Let me just go ahead and cut some.
Hun, do you have something to eat? I'm starving.
What have you been doing
This
all
looks
day?
delicious.
I have a galette if you want some.
I would love some.
All right, let me cut a piece here.
Oh, that's... What's... No.
What?
You got anything else? That was pretty good though.
No, I'm glad you and Lily enjoyed it. Anyway, if you want to catch more videos, I'll go ahead and catch you over in the next video. Till next time, ciao, ci vediamo dopo.